Hello, ladies and gentlemen, however you like to identify yourselves. Welcome back to a Vic Akers Wonderland. We are just going to have a short show for you today with the transfer news roundup. So, first of all, I've got Lottie with me. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Sorry, losing my voice. I'm good as I can be. How are you, Matt?
Not too bad, not too bad. I think we'll start everything off because today we got some interesting news about a potential target. She's been linked with us before, especially in the past summer and winter transfer windows. Chloe Lacasse of Canada and Benfica. The forward has been made an offer for from Arsenal. This has come from Inez Braga Sampaolo, who is a very well-respected journalist back in Portugal, but she has no set mentioned that the clubs are still negotiating over that. So I just want to get everyone's thoughts on that.
Yeah, no. Well, it's only me today. Unfortunately, Adam's not here, so it's just me, myself, and I. Yeah, no, I'm really quite excited for this one. I think she's gonna. I think she's been announced on the Canada squad, if I remember rightly. So I'm quite looking forward to see what she can do with her internationally for the World Cup. But I don't watch the Portuguese leagues over in Portugal, but YouTube can make any player look absolutely dynamo. But yeah, no, I'm quite looking forward to her. If she does sign, it'd be nice to have like thicken the ranks up the top. Yeah, no, it's exciting times for Arsenal fans for sure.
Yeah, 29 years old. She plays up front. She can play on the wing. If you haven't seen her goal against Barcelona, where she just takes on the defence in the Champions League this season, last season, even now, it was fantastic, and it's the type of technical ability that I think you can see that other youngsters are trying to bring in, and I'm hoping that she can work her magic, but it doesn't always work out. But I'm hoping that this one does. However, we have some departures to tell you about. Fran Stenson, the goalkeeper, we originally bought her from Man City. It's just injury after injury and then loan after loan. Unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out for her. So she now leaves after the end of her contract, as well as Manu Rabucci.
I'm kind of gutted for Mana. As much as I wish Fran all the luck in the world wherever she goes in her career, I think Mana Rubucci for me he's hit me harder. I've seen her play a few times. We know what she's got in her locker as a player, and I feel she hasn't had the right opportunities, especially after she's had her operations last summer, I believe, on her ankles. She hasn't really had much time for she hasn't had much minutes on the pitch. That's what I should be saying. I'm sorry about that. My words just completely went there. But she's really disappointing. It's just one of those ones where it hasn't really worked out, and the ultimate price for her again is not getting World Cup football with Japan this summer because Tottenham Hotspur didn't know how to use her.
It was one of those problems, and I think when you look back at it, Manu Rabucci had some brilliant moments. I'll always remember the double nutmeg before she scored against Tottenham. Yeah. Even her first goal against PSV in the Champions League playoff, that was a fantastic one. Beth Mead, short corner, Manu Rabucci. It was very similar, eerily similar to something else that we'll come on to later on, but it was a very similar goal to Katie McCabe's goal against Man City. And it's a shame when a player was doing so well, and then obviously the injuries, and obviously it just sometimes it doesn't work out, and it's a real shame that she's not been even going to be given a chance to go to the World Cup. But it's a fantastic player that's up for grabs for another team. It will be interesting to see where she goes now. We'll also now go into, funny enough, just a little segue into our road to Stadium Australia. Our two Australians in the squad have had their contracts renewed. It's both, I nearly combined their names then. Caitlin Ford and
How
Steph
dare
Patman.
you? How dare you
I nearly
forget
said
her name?
Steph Lynn or something like that.
Oh my God,
I
how
know I'm
dare
going to be crucified now. So if anyone would like to be hosting this pod next week,
you.
please give Lottie a bell.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have my little smug moment. I've been waiting for this. Obviously Steph Catley was announced. Going through it, watching her video, I was like, oh my God, no, she's leaving, she's leaving. Then she decided she's staying, and then I find out that I'm in the video with my big red and white flag with the old Arsenal cannon, from the semi-final, which was really quite cool. So, and now obviously Adam was in Leah Volti's. I've been in Steph Catley's. Matt, you're next.
You say that, but it's going to take a while. I imagine if Katie McCabe's
Technically, you were standing with me at this semi-final.
yes, but I think I was going upstairs. I went the wrong way round, really, basically, to go to the toilet, and let's just leave it at that. Basically,
Yeah.
while that was going on, I missed out on an opportunity. But yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It's a real shame. But Steph Catley is wonderful, as we all know, and Caitlin Ford is showing very similar promise, and the fact that they're both signing new contracts is great to see.
For me, it's really exciting to keep hold of Caitlin Ford. I've enjoyed watching her this season. Like, obviously last season I was a bit like, come on, where's your oomph? I think with the incentive of the world being a host of the World Cup again, I think that's also raised their game. But I just hope it continues forevermore as long as she is at Arsenal, because it's the stuff we love to see. I mean, she's red, she's white, she loves the Vegemite. I mean, we want to be singing that for the next few years consistently.
It's going to be an interesting one for sure, and hopefully she can carry on with those double figures. I think I actually made a tally of the amount of games I went to a lot of the season. Yeah, the last season, not this season. A bit confusing. 2021 to 2022, just to let people know. I was keeping a tally of Caitlin Ford. She scored 9 goals in the games that I went to. That's higher than anyone else did in those games, and that was down to, I think she scored a brace a couple of times, and it was against. I think there was a few games where she just went and scored. I think this time her goal scoring has gone a bit better, but there are times where I look back to, say, like the West Ham game, and you just think, you know what, kind of needed you then, and didn't turn up. If she can turn up a little bit more, everyone has a day off.
She has turned up this season, though. You can't take that off her.
She's done brilliantly.
I am going to stick up for her in that sense, because she's
vital to the way
this season.
She's vital to the way we play, though, and essentially you can't fault that, and the fact that you've got someone continually starting on that left hand side between her and Kate McCabe will be very interesting. But lastly, Katie McCabe, player of the season, not just once, twice in the last 3 seasons, and she also won goal of the season as well against Man City.
To be honest, I'm not surprised with that goal. I mean, I was hoping for Frida to kind of get it with her Champions League goal against Bayern Munich at the Emirates, but I can see why people voted for Katie's, because it was an absolute screamer. So just, yeah, my reactions on the internet, unfortunately, it very delayed compared to everybody else on the screen. But just massive well done to Katie. It's absolutely deserved in terms of the goals, player of the season. I mean, she dragged us by our ears across that finish line. Sadly, we didn't beat Villa end of season, but she dragged us across, and it was nice to actually see her lead domestically. I mean, you see her for the Republic of Ireland. You don't get to see it very often at Arsenal. And I've enjoyed every moment of it. I don't know about you, Matt.
I think this is a difference of leadership, isn't it? You see Kim being more of the The foot of the, I think it's more of, what would you'd say it's more of the locker room, isn't it? You someone you look up to. You see someone like Leah, who again, a similar sort of captain, I imagine, but she'd more. I would say you would not want to be on the bad side of her. That's for sure, because she will give you a
Yeah, I think her pre-squad photos say more to how intimidating she can be, because our Vic Palova has picked that up, and they both look so scary. I mean, I don't know if they're learning it from Viv, because Viv never smiles or what, but it's scary.
Casey's just a fantastic player, and the fact that she's willing to put herself on the line, and it doesn't matter about the cards and things like that. It seems to have failed away a little bit this season, which is great to see. But she still does have those instances in herself. The fact that she got that silly yellow card against Man City in that game as well, for not trying to throw the ball in and Chloe Kelly getting in the way. But we'll go into that. That's all of our news for the moment. But we'll be back with you shortly